morning, Harmony City. This is Michael Silverstone. Every now and then, I like to take time out of my day to talk to you, the good humans of Harmony. It's something I don't necessarily have the time to do. If I'm being entirely honest, my advisors do not approve at all. So, right now, I'm in a recording booth. We have one outside my office, and I can see through the window that my secretary is tapping his watch at me. He is making a very stern face. Like that. Apparently, I'm supposed to stay on script and not talk about, well, what I was just talking about. See, that's the issue with these years of success. I'm expected to hold myself a certain way, and I do, for the most part, particularly when addressing clones or other companies. But this address isn't for them. This is for you, the residents of Harmony City, and particularly the residents who live in districts overseen by Silverstone Realtors. I want you to know that I care about you, and I think about you. Outside the walls of our valley, we are fighting a war against a robotic menace, and, as you have all studied in school, the purpose, the founding of our corporations, was to best combat that enemy. Now, again, my secretary is miming the image of the script being read, so I think he really isn't on board with this tangent I'm going on. I'm sure I'll hear all about it later. And of course, the stock market might take a brief swing downward, but that's just the way of things. If it allows me to best communicate with you, the good humans of Harmony City, then I am more than happy to take that risk. The stocks will do what they do. Besides, you will know that everything eventually swings in favor of Michael Silverstone. And if you're siding with him, that is to say, me, then everything eventually swings your way too. My lawyer would like me to express that this is a turn of phrase and that we cannot guarantee that your life will have a permanent and uncompromising change for the positive if you support me. But enough annoying my advisors. I'll start reading the actual script now. We've all made use of public broadcast zones before. They're a wonderful way of bringing a community together, whether it's through the shared experience of media and music or through the secured communication that occurs. But these can be expensive to maintain, and everybody has to pay their licensing fees to the HoloNet Solutions Company. Though they gifted us with the most wonderful fidget, they do still have their own business to run. I can respect that. The result of this, as you have been frustratingly aware, is advertising. We all hate having to deal with ads. We've all been listening to a song, or talking to Fidget, or phoning a friend when mid-sentence a randomly generated advert will play. For a time, we found these distasteful methods acceptable, especially with our generation algorithm, which creates the text, voice, and tone for each advert entirely on its own. These adverts are, of course, generated based on the information gathered from your spending habits, your browsing histories, in order to best assist in the improvements of your lives. But times change, and we must be forward-facing as a company. HoloNet Solutions will, very soon, be launching HoloNet Access, a subscription service for the HoloNet with advertising read by a real human. And on top of that, the advertising will be far less frequent. If you are listening to music, ads occur between the songs instead of randomly in the middle of them. If you're in a call with someone, they play at the beginning and end of said call, not right when you've got to deliver an important message to your friend or loved one. I am, of course, a very dear supporter of HoloNet Solutions. I understand that cross-corporate interactions can make people uneasy. Ever since the corporate Cold War, we have all agreed to stay in our own lanes to avoid dealing with each other too much. In the days of the old Earth, most companies would specialize. Company A makes technology and only technology, and they'll own companies who only make specific types of technology, printers or alarm systems. Meanwhile, Company B, they make food, and they own companies who only farm eggs or beef. And the model we attempted at the birth of Harmony City in our battle against synthetics was to approach this from the same method, but of course that only resulted in war and conflict. So, Now everybody makes everything. We bunker down in our corners of the city, holding districts to ourselves and making everything those districts need ourselves. But there are always exceptions. Anything involving the Mindweave, HoloNet, and the Fidget AI has to be done through HoloNet solutions. But we, of course, all adore them, and are all willing to work with them. So please, calm your worried minds. We want only peace and order to remain in Harmony City, not to repeat the sins of the past. With that out of the way, it's time to announce something special. You see, the reason we have been working with HoloNet Solutions is to create the largest public broadcast zone in Harmony. Yes, launching simultaneously with HoloNet Access, we will be launching the Silverstone Broadcast Network. Think of this as HoloNet Access, but premium. Anyone signed up for the Silverstone Broadcast Network will receive automatic discounts on all other Silverstone services. If you sign up for a whole year upfront, you'll be removed from data mining services for the entire duration of your subscription. And if you pre-purchase access to the Silverstone Broadcast Network now, you'll get 1 month free assistance from Silverstone security forces, provided your distress occurs in a Silverstone neighborhood, of course. But beyond the benefits, of which there are many, to signing up for our network, what is the Silverstone Broadcast Network? The answer? Entertainment. We've signed deals with some of the hottest musicians and most well-beloved shows and platforms in Harmony City. Performers of all calibers and talents, for children, teenagers, adults, and of course nighttime activities. Beyond this, our newly formed Silverstone News Network will be hosted exclusively on the Silverstone Broadcast Network. Here, you can catch the latest updates about things going on across Harmony, the most up-to-date and on-the-ground reports of battles going on elsewhere in the world, and the best news presentation in all of Harmony. Additionally, thanks to the work of our legal team, we have secured a victory for you, dear listeners. You. We found a way to make you all just that little bit safer. The mass rains are a scourge on this valley. The storms strike entire districts of the valley simultaneously, and though many companies have done their best work to provide services and protect homes from the flood, it is rarely enough, particularly for the disenfranchised of our community. And it is for them that we do this, because those without homes or ample protection must fight the crowds and masses to find comfort in the rain shelters across the city, and so often there is simply not enough space. But the Silverstone Corporation has your best health in our hearts. Last year we announced the construction of 3 new flood shelters, which will alleviate the strain put on the community by flooding. Whilst our shelters are not yet complete, they will be the cheapest flood shelters offered by any corporation. But until they are complete, it is imperative to know when the rains come so that you can reach the shelter in time to secure your family first. The Harmony Weather Service does a magnificent job of keeping you safe and informed, and this is where the victory of the Silverstone Broadcast Network comes in. For you see, subscribers of the Silverstone Broadcast Network will receive first news of all mass rains and flooding. There will be an approximate 5-minute delay between your notifications and that of non-subscribers, allowing you the chance you need to keep yourself and your family safe. With all of that being said, I think it is time for me to yield the airwaves to more sonorous sounds, be that of music or our dear friend Fidget. The Silverstone Broadcast Network will be launching alongside HoloNet Access. Please note that subscriptions to the Silverstone Broadcast Network will only be available to those with an active subscription to HoloNet Access, so be sure to have your budget in order. And of course, you must already be living in a Silverstone protected district for the service to function correctly. But I assure you, Harmony City, that this is an investment worth making.